Hello family, my name is Chris, I am your home gamer dad, and I welcome you to a very special session of Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid, where I will be doing Scenario 22, Edge of Darkness, a solo-only scenario that you can only use the Phantom Ranger. So here's Scenario Book 2. I just got this with all the recent release stuff for Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid, Allied Pack 2, and Shadow of Vengeance box. These books are fantastic. Way so much nicer than anybody ever thought they would be. I love the way they do these books. And inside of it, you will find Scenario 22, Edge of Darkness, which according to this, sorry about that Artillatron, this scenario is inspired by the Power Rangers Edge of Darkness comic, published by Boom Studios in collaboration with Frank Gongol. So this is a pretty long one. So you got all this here, and then it's actually even another page over here of stuff to do. And I love Phantom with his spectral barrage right there. Really cool stuff that they do with that. And I'm going to explain exactly how all this works when we get down to the table below, which is going to happen shortly. But again, this is a solo-only experience. You have to do this by yourself, and you can only use Phantom Ranger cards, and then stuff like that for the scenario. Answering Zordon's call, the Phantom Ranger investigates the aftermath of an Imperial attack, only to discover their connection to an ancient evil he encountered long ago, which may have finally returned to threaten the entire universe. That's all you get. That's all you get in the opening. Get a few other blurbs here and there about his mission to get to the command center and drop something off the Zordon, but we still don't know who Phantom Ranger is. We still don't know what all of his, backstory and all stuff like that. But you know what? It doesn't matter. He is awesome. He is amazing. And he is going to save the day. Let's pop him back out there, and we're going to head down to the table to begin this scenario. Let's head down.
Are you okay?
All right, Rangers, here we are. Scenario 22, Edge of Darkness. Very different map than what you're used to seeing. You got this like serpentine pattern here, and it actually makes its way up to the command center. Starting here, here, and then here. You can literally choose anything that you want here. Like I have the power plant and the stone quarry, but I am not using the foot soldiers that are associated with these two spots because I just don't really think it's really necessary to. You don't have to. The figure limit numbers don't mean anything for this particular scenario. You just need the locations and then whatever centerpiece you want, whatever command center you have. For thematically, we're keeping it like this, but you're never going to use this at all. So this is the map setup. You're going to take your Phantom Ranger, because remember, this is a solo-only scenario that you're going to be playing, and he's going to go into the first spot right here. So we're going to just lay him down so you can see that he's there. In addition to this, what you're going to do is you're going to prepare 2 random monsters of any random monsters that you want, or select it. It's your choice. You can select the monsters, you can randomize them, it's up to you, but you only need 2 monsters, no bosses, and 2 different foot soldiers as well. And you really just need their attack cards. You don't need their deployment cards at all. So that makes it very easy. So you can take those monsters, you can take those foot soldiers, leave them to the side, set up the map this way, but then you're also going to need, of course, the Phantom Ranger character card right here. You're going to take 4 action tokens. That's going to be your action economy for each one of the rounds. You're going to have 2 Zords. The first Zord is going to be Artillatron, which is Phantom Ranger Zord that he has. The second Ranger is going to be a random Zord, or the second Zord, I should say, is going to be random, or one that you choose. So it depends on what you want to do with it. I hand chose this one. You're going to see what this is as we go along. You're also definitely going to want his deck of 10 cards shuffled and put over to the side so you can draw them. I have an energy for him, as always. And then what this guy right here is a Phantom Grenade. You're going to get 3 of these throughout the course of the game. He starts with 1, and then as you do more stuff for this scenario, you're going to get more. So I just have the others in the side, Let's go, Pumpkin Bomb or whatever, like he's Green Goblin or something like that. When using these actions here, they kind of function a little bit differently in this scenario compared to like the normal scenario that you use. Basically for recover action, it's going to work. That's going to work exactly the same. You flip it over, you recover 6 shields worth of card from your discard pile back into the Phantom Ranger's deck. Easy, simple, no problem. As far as move go, he has Cloaking Device. When we perform a move action, you may move your figure to or from this card during any battle, blah, blah, blah. Don't worry about that second part. Basically in this, you can use a move action to move the Phantom Ranger from whatever current location you are in to this card. So you're just doing exactly what it says on here. And the location that he leaves is still considered the current location for the purpose of progression through the scenario. So simply put, you can use this as a move action, and poof, he comes right here. That is amazing. It says to and from this card. It's written a little differently here in the book, as you can see. It actually describes the Phantom Cloak, which is a card in his deck and not the special ability that he has. But I'll go over that in a moment. As far as battles go, it's kind of the same thing. You flip it over to initiate the battle. You get yourself your 2 energy. However, the difference is that the Phantom Ranger does not need to be in that location in order to initiate the battle. If he is here on the card, he can initiate the battle as though he is still in that current location as mentioned before. So that's kind of how things are a little bit different in terms of the action-wise for this, because you are a solo ranger going against a horde of monsters. Now then, we have here one of Phantom Ranger's abilities, the Phantom Cloak. Gain 1 energy, move your figure from this current location to your character card. So this is only a one-way thing. This you can play during battle in order to bounce him out of there to get him to the card. But that's okay, because you're going to be able to do all kinds of crazy things, because the battle will continue even if he is no longer in this location. He is still considered in it. So if you're fighting enemies here and you use Phantom Cloak to bounce him out, the battle still goes on. The Phantom Ranger is then immune to enemy cards while on his card. However, he has to return to this location using the Phantom Cloak ability in order to play additional combat cards, except for those that say that he can play them from any location, such as Wraith Strike. As you go through battle, every time the Phantom Ranger uses a card, he's then allowed to immediately draw 1 new card to add it to his hand, thus being sure that he always has something in his hand in order to be able to fight whatever enemies he happens to be going up against. As far as these fun little guys go, during any one of the Phantom Ranger's turn, instead of playing a card, the Phantom Ranger can discard 1 Phantom Grenade token. So he's not discarding a card. You actually don't need to play a card in order to be able to activate this. However, you would then use it would be gone off of your card, and you would deal 1 damage to each enemy card on the field. There is no way to get these back. You do earn like 2 more throughout the course of this adventure, so be careful when to use them. They are a limited resource, but man, they are powerful. Should the Phantom Ranger ever get defeated during a battle, you're going to be putting a panic token on him. Well, I'm going to probably be putting it up here or whatever. In addition, if you ever end a round with enemies in the location that you're in, you would also then get a panic token above him. There's no way to get rid of these. These are just kind of like countdowns to the end. If there are ever 4 panic tokens up here, then unfortunately, the Phantom Ranger immediately loses. So I think with that said, why don't we go ahead and get this party started? That was pretty much all the rules that are set out for Edge of Darkness Scenario 22, a completely solo ability using only the Phantom Ranger. All deployments are different, so why don't we go ahead to the first deployment area so you can see how that works, and I can show you who it is I'm going up against. Zordon has entrusted you to safeguard a very important asset. Unfortunately, a full team of Rangers would draw too much attention, and the forces of Master Vile are already on their guard. You'll need to use all your strength and cunning if you wish to fulfill this dangerous mission. So as I said before, it doesn't matter what locations you pick. You can pick any locations you want, whatever you want to do thematically. You are definitely going to need 2 different enemies to go up against. And for this case, I am going up against Cogs and Quantrons, because in one of Phantom Ranger's cards, he is fighting Cogs. So I figured that'd be fun. And then he's also fought Quantrons as well. We're not getting Piranatrons anytime soon, it looks like. So I can't use them because he was mostly in Turbo. However, as far as this goes, first location, we're going to be placing 6 foot soldiers down, 3 of each type. So we got 1, 2, 3 Cogs and 1, 2, 3 Quantrons. And we're going to go ahead and do our normal zoom into this or whatever, because we are technically now in this location. So let's get fighting. All right, so here we are in the power plant. We have 6 enemies to deal with. one ranger in order to fight them all. This is definitely going to take 2 battles, so out of our 4 actions, we're going to need to use 2 of them in order to be able to defeat everything. Now, there is a thing of saying in order to like gain a panic token or whatever, because if you don't defeat all of these within that amount of time, you could let the end of round happen, which is at the end of all your actions, gain a panic token, regain all those back, and then like recharge yourself, fight the remaining. There's a lot of different ways you could possibly do this in order to use your action tokens, to the fullest. But for right now, why don't we go ahead and just start a battle. So we'll go ahead and flip this on over. We already have our 2 energy in the pool. I'm not even going to use the big power board or whatever, because it doesn't matter. As soon as we beat this location, we gain our first Zord. But until then, we have 1, what is that? Phantom Grenade. Sorry, Phantom Grenade. It's a pumpkin. I want to call it Pumpkin Bomb. And then that's it. Should we beat the location, not only do we get this, but we do get a second Phantom Grenade. I don't really want to use it right now, but, it's good to have just in case. And then we're going to draw some cards for the Phantom Ranger. I have shuffled his deck. I'll just do it a little bit more on camera just so we can see. Again, this is just standard. I think I could draw up to 7 cards, but I don't know why I would want to do that because I only have 10 cards to worry about. So we'll just do a few and see what we got. Power Ruby Blast maneuver. Deal 2 damage to each number of enemy cards equal to the amount of energy spent. That's actually really good to have in the beginning here. Phantom Laser. I'm in the location, so that's perfect to have. And we'll draw one more. Spectral Barrage, 3 dice. If the targeted attack is guard, you may deal any number of damage. Yeah, I remember I had a question about this one during my breakdown and whatnot, but it's good to have this right now. I'm just going to leave with these 3 cards because, again, after you play a card, you can then immediately draw one. So I'm not going to have too much in my hand because I already have 2 out of my 3 shields, so not much defense in the card, but we'll see what the enemy cards are that I have to deal with. I'm going to start with the Quantrons first. We're going to do 2 and 2. We'll take down 2 Quantrons and 2 Cogs, or at least that's the theory. So first one, deal 3 damage to the lead ranger. That's, of course, only me, so that's all that matters. Q-Blades, 2 damage, 2 damage. That's all right. I like that it's a 2 health, because then the Ruby Blaster would be awesome. And let's go ahead and do 2 Cog cards as well. The first one is passive. Disassembled require while this card is in play. When another foot soldier will be defeated by damage, all hit tokens are removed from that card and put on their card to defeat it. And then another one. Whenever this card is played, when another foot soldier card would be defeated. I wonder if it goes down the line. Like this would, if I destroy this, would that absorb it and then this absorb it? So then this would be the only one that would go. I think that's how that would work. I mean, you guys let me know down in the comments below. I might just be making this harder on myself than it actually is. There are no fast cards, so at least I get to go first, so that's good. But I think that's what would happen. If I defeat this, then this would be destroyed because it would go down the line, and instead of this being destroyed, this would be destroyed. And then if I try to beat this again, then this would be destroyed. Kind of stinks that they're at the end there. But at the same time, I can take advantage of the Q-Blades only having 2 health on them. So let's first start with the Phantom Laser. We'll use one of the 2 energy that we have in the pool in order to do 1 guaranteed damage and roll 2 dice. I don't have to worry about ignoring guard, so it's whatever. So really, I only need to do 1 damage for 2 dice in order to beat this thing. All right, here we go. First roll of the fight, and we did it. We did it in plenty to go. All right, again, I'm going to walk you through my mindset on this. I could be very wrong in making this harder on myself, but we will see. I did 2 damage to this. Boom, boom. While this card is in play, when another foot soldier card would be defeated by damage, which is what this is, all hit tokens are removed from that card, and this card is defeated instead. Actually, you know what? Maybe this would be the first one to go. So then this would be destroyed because it absorbed all the hit tokens and threw them out into nothingness. So now this is now defeated. There are no more hit tokens here, so this is not defeated. So I would have to defeat this a second time to do this. So basically, these 2 cards are getting their hits on me regardless of anything because Disassemble Require keeps stealing it from me. That's how I think it works. I'm going to say that is. And that's, again, you guys will let me know down below. And I'm going to draw for Phantom, and I'm going to get the Phantom Cloak so I can at least get out of there. I wish it was my turn because I would do that, but I actually don't have anything to play otherwise. All right, here we go. 3 damage going to the Phantom Ranger. I have to take it. There's nothing about it, and there's Phantom Laser right there. All right, that actually is really good. So we're going to do this again of sorts. I could do Spectral Barrage, but the problem is that it only requires, I could spread the damage, but only if it actually has guard. What could I do? You know what? Let's do the Ruby, Power Ruby Blast. I'm going to actually just spend the 2 energy right here so I can hit 2 things for 2 damage. So then I'm going to do 2 damage here to the priority target, and then 2 damage would go to here with the hit tokens, but then they would be removed to go to disassembly required over here, so then that would flip over. So then these 2 cogs are gone completely out of it. Now though, unfortunately, it is our turn again, or it's the Q-Blade's turn. So they're going to go, and I got to take 2 damage twice for Phantom Ranger. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a card to put it back into my hand. Wraith Strike, that's good. I like having that. So now the first 2 damage is my other Wraith Strike, and my second 2 damage is my other Spectral Barrage. What stinks is I only have 2 cards left in my deck, and I don't have any energy to spend. So what I can do is I can activate my Phantom Cloak in order to gain an energy, and he is going to bounce out of here and reappear over here. So now I am here. That is my maneuver for the turn. I can't do anything else, but at least going forward, nothing is going to be able to hit me, at least while I'm here. I'm going to draw a card from the Phantom Ranger's deck in order to just have an extra one in my hand. He only has 1 left, but I'm not taking any damage. Invisible Hero. Play this card when any ranger suffers damage to reduce that damage by 2. That would have been very helpful to have. I could play this on my card, but that's like whatever. I need my Wraith Strikes. Speaking of which, I am going to play a Wraith Strike right now from the card. If your figure is on your character card, you may play this card in any battle regardless of location, so I'm going to play that from there. Here he's fighting the Pirantrons. We're going to do the 2 dice, and we're going to go after a priority target here, so at least I can say that I beat this, and then that would have been 3 out of the 6 defeated. I say it that way because I'm confident that I can at least get 1. Man, you're doing great, Phantom. Awesome. Like I said, I could do at least 1 damage, so that's fine. So that's good. That's defeated then. That'll go to my discard pile. I actually should just start taking away. So 2 cogs are gone and 1 Quantron is gone. So that means in the next battle, I'll only have to defeat 3 enemies, which is fine. And so this is going to go. I do have 1 more. I'm not going to draw any cards because I don't want to. That would completely knock out my deck. But I am going to end the battle right here anyway because there's really nothing else I can do. I got my 1 energy back from flying over to back to my card. So let's just head there. So yeah, the 1 energy came back to me, which is fine. I'm ending the battle right now, so we are going to absorb this back into here. We are set right here without going anywhere. I am going to use 1, 2 for the recharge, so he's going to recharge twice, so that's 12 shields going back. And then we're just going to flip this right here and now to initiate the battle. 1, 2, and then we'll start it up from there. So the shields that are going back, Wraith Strike, Spectral Barrage, both of them going back, because this way I can actually play attack cards from where I am right here, and that's really what only these 2 cards are good for. And I'm going to put back Ruby Blast and the Phantom, one of the Phantom Lasers, at least at the very least to get some 3 shields back into the deck. This is definitely a weird one, just because I'm so used to having more than 1 Ranger to be able to do stuff. Having a single Ranger trying to even fight basic enemies is really tough. Oh man, and Phantom Ranger himself needs at least some energy, and he only has 1 card to grant him it, and that's right now in my discard pile, but oh boy. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw 1 card, put it into my hand. Wraith Strike, which is fine, so I'll actually stay right where I am. I can't perform a move action anyway to move myself over, so So herein lies the problem as well. What I need to think about for at least the upcoming rounds is that I will need a move action to go back to the location in order to fight things. I figured that out now. It's okay. We're going to throw down 1 cog. Disassemble required. That's fine. If we get lucky on the Quantrons, I might be able to do something. All right, Q-Blade sounds good. Guard passive, that's not good. Drain 1 energy. When this card resolves, this health value is equal to the number of foot soldiers in this location. So that would be 3. Unfortunately, I can't hit the Q-Blade because I don't have anything to bypass guard, at least not where I am. Because remember, I'm over here right now. I am on my card, invisible in the battle. So the only cards that I could technically play from here are Wraith Strike and Invisible Hero. Invisible Hero only guards me from damage. Wraith Strike is a 2 dice attack, and I gotta find the second one that's in my deck in order to be able to play it. Using both of these in order to gain 12 shields back was great and all. However, I don't have a move to go from here to the battle to fight things. So I gotta hope that my Wraith Strike defeats Phantom Phalanx formation, and or I draw my next one. So nothing is fast, so I really have 2 turns in order to try to get my Wraith Strike. So I'm definitely going to play my first one right now, because I can do that from here. I can only go after Phalanx formation. Yes, I can go after disassemble required, but I don't think I want to do that. I want to try to beat this, so this way I can do, I mean, I could lower this down. Oh, this is still guarded. It doesn't matter. No. 2 dice going against this, because if I defeat this, then this automatically defeats. And then if I can beat this, will then have 2 health, and then I'd have to just beat this one. I'm not going to be able to do this turn. I see now. I see. Oh boy, only 1 damage, but I get it. I understand what I need to figure out. Matter of figuring out to get yourself back into here, so you can defeat everything, but also jumping to the card in order to avoid damage. So I've used that. I'm going to draw from his deck. Oh, and I got my second Wraith Strike. Sweet. All right, it should help out a little bit as time goes on, so that's going to trigger. Nothing else happens. We are going to play my other Wraith Strike, and we're going to go after this again. See if we can get that 2 damage there. All right, sweet. So that's good. So then that would be 1, 2. That would be the hit points there that would trigger it. They would zip over here to the cogs, and that would go poof, and he would come off of here. And unfortunately, that is nothing. This then goes to my discard pile. I am not going to draw anything, because these guys are going to go, and because I'm off the card, that doesn't deal any damage to me, and then this actually would go as well. I have nothing to get me back to the power plant to fight them using any of my other abilities. So, unfortunately, this is how it's going to have to end, and the round is going to have to end in the same fashion. Very crazy how different this is already from a standard game. So the round has ended. There are enemies still in my location. So unfortunately, I gain 1 panic token. But that's okay. That's fine. We can still gain a few more. All of my actions have come back to me now. So now we're in the beginning of a new round, and I only have 2 enemies in order to defeat. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use one of these in order to perform a move action to go from here, pop to the power plant. So now I am here ready to fight these 2 guys. And I only have 2 in order to fight, so this shouldn't be so hard. I have 2 cards in my hand. I have the Spectre Barrage, which is pretty good in order to be able to, the 3 dice, 1, energy, that's good. And then Invisible Hero in order to be blocking 2 damage, which is great. So let's go on over, and we're going to flip this one to initiate the battle. We're in the location, we're going to initiate it. We have our 2 energy here, we have 1 energy. Let's draw some cards. I'm going to draw the Ruby Blaster. That's great. Oh, it's a lot of energy, but I love it. I'll draw 1 more. Spectre Barrage. Yeah, man, I wish some of his cards didn't cost so much energy. A little bit more strategy in order to deal with this, but I know now going forward the best way to handle each one. All right, so we got Q-Blades, which is fine, and Priority Target. So we got a 2 damage right here, and a 1 damage for Priority Target. All right, that's cool. No guards either. I think what I'm just going to do is I'm going to do the Spectre Barrage, and we're just going to go down the line. So it's going to be 1 energy for this, and then another energy for that one. I could have done my Ruby Power Blaster to deal 2 damage to 2, but it's like I would need to spend 2 energy, and this would still be alive, and I would still need to do something in order to fight it. So I think just 2 energy. We'll use 1 energy to kill the Q-Blades, and then we'll play another Spectre Barrage for another energy to hopefully defeat this Priority Target. I'll draw something in the middle, but let's just focus on this one right now. All right, 3 dice, 2 damage. Let's go. Oh my god. Okay, well, that's a little overkill right there, but at least we got what we needed. And I can't even spread it either, because the card would need to have the guard keyword in order to be able to do that. All right, that's all right. We just beat this. That's fine. All right, so we did that. That's fine. Let's, do I want to draw? Yeah, let's draw. He only has 1 card left in his deck, so there we go. Phantom Laser. 2 damage and 1 guaranteed hit. Again, stuff that requires energy, which is really cruddy because I need the, I'd rather have the 0 costs, but those are just his Wraith Strikes. All right, so this Quantron goes. I do have 3 energy, so I could, in a sense, beat it, but this deals 3 damage to me. I could block 2 of it. I don't know. I'll figure it out as I go along. Otherwise, let's go ahead and do do the Spectre Barrage again, just because I said I would. We're going to use the energy. We're going to go ahead and defeat this card, or at least attempt to. Hopefully we can, because I don't know if it's going to be... and blast! Okay, cool. Boom, boom, boom. 1, 2, 3. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. All right, so 1, 2, 3, and that is defeated. So hooray, hurrah. This has been finished. We have completed this. We have cleared out the power plant, which means if we go back to the main board, we have now completed location 1 for this scenario, which is awesome. We move to the next scenario at the end of the round, should we have defeated everything. So we defeated everything here. However, the round is still not over yet. Because we defeated all the foot soldiers in here, we gain Artillotron, which is Phantom Ranger Zord. Exhaust this card when any ranger performs an attack. Gain 1 energy. That ranger may ignore the guard keyword when choosing target for attack. Fantastic with his Wraith Strike, because not only do I gain an energy, because he really needs them, but also I am able to ignore the guard keyword. Now remember, I've used these 2 already for the Spectre Barrages, so those are gone. He still has 1 up here. I also gain a second Phantom Grenade. So for a turn, I can discard 1 of these to deal 1 damage to everything on the field, and that's definitely going to be something needed. But again, at the end of the round, I move forward, so I'm going to use both of these to recharge again Phantom twice, and I think this is the best way to do it, because in his deck he has a total of 12 cards, or 12 shields worth of cards in that, so he is fully powered up, and we can move on to the next area. Alright, so end of round, Phantom Ranger moves from location 1 to location 2, and we have here our monster, who happens to be the Rhino Blaster. You'll never get past me. The big football player style enemy. You've managed to defeat Vile's minions and slip away from the rest, but he placed a vicious guardian in your path. You'll have to fight your way through. I think this is the first time I've used Rhino Blaster in this game. I'm pretty sure it is anyway. I haven't really fought him very much either, so this is going to be a fun one. But at least for this particular section, it's only Phantom Ranger versus this guy. So all I have to do is defeat his 4 cards and I win. Unfortunately, it is a Ranger going up against a monster, which is often very difficult to do. But there's no foot soldiers to have to deal with. I do have 2 Phantom Grenades, which is great. However, I still want to hold them off for the last area, but here we go. Let's go ahead and reset all of these because we are in a brand new round. And I'm just going to go ahead and flip that down. We're going to put the 2 energy over here, so we have 3 in total to use, and start our battle. One-on-one mano-a-mano fights are often very terrifying, but I think Phantom Ranger's got him dead in his sights, yeah! So right now, this is what we have in our hand. We have something in order to be able to reduce damage, which is great. I have 3 energy only, so I can do 3 cards and do 2 damage on it, and that'll be out of the 4 that go down. And we do have something that ignores guard, plus Artillotron does ignore as well. Let's draw 1 more card, and that happens to be another Phantom Laser. So remember, these also require energy, so even if I can hit 3 things for 2 damage apiece, I still need the energy in order to do the Phantom Laser, so... let's see what Rhino Blaster does. Alright, here we go. Let's go ahead and put down Rhino Blaster's cards. So the first one that's going down, Lightning Horn. Rangers must have scored a total of 4 cards divided. Oh no, I don't have many cards at all. Great Scimitar, fast. Whoops, come back here. Deal 5 damage, also very bad. Another Lightning Horn, great. And... fast. Charging Tackle. This is going to be really tough. I got to get off of my board before Lightning Horn hits. Deals 6 damage unless a ranger discards 2 cards from their hand to prevent it. 6 damage is tough. Alright, so that's going to go then. That's fine. So I think I am going to actually discard 2 cards from my hand. I'm going to discard the Ruby Power Blast, and I'm going to discard 1 of my Phantom Lasers. So those are going to go out, and I'm not going to have to worry about that. So now I can go ahead and start fighting other things. He's going to try to hit me here, but I'm going to take a few turns in order to try to take down these Lightning Horns right now. First way I'm going to do that is with my laser. So I have 1 guaranteed damage and 2 dice in order to try to hit it. I can ignore guard, but it doesn't really matter. Nothing is guarded. All right, 2 dice plus, all right, so that's 2 damage to the Lightning Horn. All right, so boom, boom. I'm going to draw from his deck, and I'm gonna get Spectre Barrage. All right, so I'm definitely gonna use that here. The Grand Scimitar is going to attack and do 5 damage to Phantom Ranger. First thing I'm gonna do is I'll play Invisible Hero to reduce that by 2, so he's only taking 3 damage, which is fine. 1, 2, and 3. So that's on the bottom, unfortunately. So I know where the Wraith Strikes are. So there we are. Let's go ahead and use our Spectral Barrage. We'll use our other energy in order to do that, and then we'll fire off against the Lightning Horn here. You really don't ever want cards with Guard, but in this case, I wish I had it. Okay, so at least I did the requirements in order to defeat it. I have a feeling this is going to take me 2 rounds in order to be able to beat this guy. So tough with only 1 Ranger and a limited supply of energy. So that goes there. I have to draw another card because I don't have any in my hand right now. Oh, Phantom Cloak. Okay, so I'm going to actually use that right now. So he goes. That's that. We're going to do this. We're going to jump back to my figure token, gaining an energy along the way, which doesn't really matter because I don't have anything in my hand. Zoop, but I know the Wraith Strike is at the bottom of the deck, so that doesn't really help me at all. We'll put this back. Do I want to draw anything else? Probably not. Because at least then if this goes, he misses me. Unfortunately, in this entire run, I only did 1 damage to him. Or only destroyed 1 of his cards. That's not cool. I'm going to need to figure out something else in order to be able to beat him next round. Alright, strategy-wise, we're going to do this to recover. So I'm going to recover 6 shields back into his deck. I think what I've missed is how to get him from the cloak to the actual battle. And here it says, during any battle, if your figure is on this card, you may move it to that location to join the battle. I think that is just something it does. Like, I can spend a move action to move him from the field to here, but during the battle, he can just, poof, pop right back into battle. I think that's actually the way this works and would make a lot more sense in terms of things in my hand. Anyway, I'm going to put Wraith Strike, Phantom Cloak, and the Ruby Power Blast back in for the 6. So that's that. I think that's how that works. So I'm going to... Do I want to just use the move action? Well, no, it's just during battle. So we're going to flip this. We're going to initiate the battle, and I think at any time during the battle, I can just pop back in and start beating the crud out of the guy. Here's hoping that's how it works.